All right, well, it is 6 p.m., so I'm going to go ahead and start. Our school secretary, Lucy, is going to be letting the parents that are coming in later in. But my name is Francisco Manriquez, and I am the assistant principal and also the AP coordinator. We will be recording this session or meeting, and so we will be able to send it out to families. So anyone who could not make it tonight, we can send that out to them. In addition, if you have a question throughout the presentations, you may enter those in the chat, and Lucy will do her best to field the questions. We will have a time at the very end to answer any questions that you have. And just to start out, again, my name is Francisco Manriquez. I'm the AP coordinator and assistant principal. My email here is listed in case you have any specific questions, and also my phone number. Okay, Lucy, do you want to go to the next slide? So this is a list of the agenda for today. These are the topics that we're going to be covering. So as you can see, AP exam schedule, AP exam dates, deadlines, how do you pay for the exam, accommodations, if you want to contact the College Board, and so forth. Okay, next slide. Here's a list of all of the AP classes that we offer here at Healdsburg High School, along with the teachers' names and especially the teachers' emails as well. And one thing that we can do is we can, when we send this recording out, we can include this presentation as a PDF document, which you can save in case you want to contact our teachers. But their emails are also available on our website in case you need to contact them directly. So if you have an AP specific question regarding that specific class, feel free to reach out to the teacher, and if they can't help you, I'm more than happy to help you out with any questions regarding the AP exam. So the AP exam schedule is scheduled to happen in the first 2 weeks of May, so we do have some time, but we want to get you out information as soon as possible. So May 1st through the 12th, those are the dates for the AP exam, and they're going to be in person here at Healdsburg High School in the East Gym as paper and pencil exams. And we do have a late testing window available. And so you might be asking who would be somebody who would take those late exams. If there's a conflict with the original scheduled exam in the first 2 weeks of May and the student just can't make it, they can request to take their AP exam on either May 17th, 18th, or 19th, and we can make those accommodations for those students. I also recommend if a student has an exam at an 8 a.m. exam on, let's just say, for example, May 1st, and they have a 12 noon exam that same day, they should consider a late testing exam for one of those exams, just in case, because sometimes it could be a lot to take 2 exams back to back in that one day. So here we have the exam dates and times. We want our students to look at these exam dates and times because we want them to know when will you be taking your exam and what time will your exam be. So this is important to note. And I know that our AP teachers have given the students these times and dates, but it's important for, I think, you as families also to know when they're taking their AP exam in case you have an event that's coming up, or they might have a sporting event, or you might be traveling. The exams are near the end of the school year, but again, they're listed here with the times, the dates, and the topic. Here's a couple important deadlines. The deadline to order the exam without any late fees is November 15th of this year. So I usually like to press the order button about 5 days before November 15th. And our teachers are working with our students right now to ask them if they are wanting to take the exam. And then what I will do is confirm who has decided to take the exam, and then I will submit those orders. And then I usually like to give the teachers those names back to them so they can just verify one more time with the students to make sure that their names are on that list. What we don't want to happen is for a student to show up and be under the impression that they're taking the exam but not have an exam ordered for them. So we double, triple check just to make sure that the students are registered for the correct exams. And if they're not, we want to make sure to catch it ahead of time. After November 15th, we can still order exams. However, the College Board does have a late fee of $40 on top of the base fee for the exam. So we want to make sure to get these orders in before November 15th, which is another reason why we're having this presentation here. And again, we'll send it out to families. But it's important to note that after March 15th, we can't order any more exams. That's the absolute latest deadline. So we want to make sure that you have that information. The fees for the exam are $97 per exam. And there is a College Board fee reduction for students who qualify. And if you don't know if you qualify, I can have a conversation with you or send me an email and I can let you know specifically if there's a fee reduction for you. And the College Board provides a $35 fee reduction, which reduces the exam down to $62. And then our district is very fortunate to offer an even further reduction, making the exams $8 for any families and students who need the additional financial support. And all you would need to do is reach out to me and let me know, and then we can have that conversation. And we're very happy to support you. We don't want money to be a barrier in any families or students wanting to take these exams. The last thing that I will talk about, Lucy, if you want to go back one slide. There is an unused cancellation or exam fee of $40. So what this means is, let's say a student decides they want to take the AP test, and then last minute decides they don't want to take the test, and we're beyond the deadlines. They don't have to take the test, but College Board does have a $40 unused exam fee. They do not have to pay the $97 or whatever the fees are reduced to. They would only have to pay the $40 of the unused exam fee. So that's a common question we get. What happens if my student changes their mind? Once I've ordered the exam after November 15th, if they change their mind after November 15th, there is a $40 unused exam fee because the exams have been ordered and they're being shipped and processed. So it's important to note that. Okay, next slide. If you're wondering how to pay for the exam, what I recommend, the easiest way really is you can come in during break and lunch or send your student with cash, check, or a credit card or a debit card, and they can pay, or you can pay in the student store with Vanessa Solano. She's our ASB account specialist, and she can take the payment from you there, or your students can bring the money in and then give you or your student a receipt showing that you paid for the exam. The deadline for the exams this year is going to be December 15th. So we do have some time to pay for the exams. We will also be making an option available to you online if you want to pay from home. It's not set up just yet, but you can go onto the web store on our website, and we're hoping to have this set up by next week, where you can choose web store on our homepage and then log into your account and then pay for your student's AP exam through that way. But again, I would recommend just coming down or having the student come down to the student store either during break or lunch and making the payment with our ASB account specialist, Vanessa Solano. Her email is listed here on this slide in case you have any questions. But we are currently in the process of just double checking who's ordered an exam. And then I will be getting that list to Vanessa here in the next few days. And then she will be entering exactly what each student owes so that when they arrive to pay, they have the exact amount that's listed for that student. Accommodations for students, they are available for students with IEPs or 504s. And an IEP is an individualized education plan, and a 504 is a very similar plan. But if students have either of those, there is a form that parents do need to complete, which is listed here. It's the consent for accommodations request. And then once you sign that as a parent, you are giving consent to the College Board for them to review your students' accommodations, and then they get approved. And then the College Board will actually send you and myself an email saying the accommodations have been approved. And then those exams are proctored for that student with the appropriate accommodations. And whatever the accommodations are, we follow them as they're listed on the students' College Board account. And many times students have extra time, so we make those accommodations for them. The College Board does have resources for students and teachers, and you might have heard your students talk about My AP, which is a website through the College Board, and it's a learning management system that our teachers use. And they do give access to teachers for different unit guides or even past questions that teachers can use. They can do progress checks to see how students are doing. Teachers can create assignments in College Board and have students use practice questions or even talk about certain topics that might be on the AP exam. Next slide. Okay. And again, this I've talked about this, but the progress checks, unit guides, reports through My AP. Each student should have a College Board account as a student. And if they haven't received that or done that yet, they need to do it as soon as possible. If they're having trouble logging in or creating an account, I can help them with that, or their AP teacher can help them with that. If you want to know how to contact the College Board, we will include this presentation in a recording, but also in a PDF document. And if you click on Contact the College Board, there is a link that takes you to their 800 number. We will also give you their 800 number today, but there is a form you can fill out if you have a very specific question as a parent, or if your student has a question. And again, you can always use me as a resource and ask me a question, or have your student come down and ask us a question here. All right, I know that was a lot of information, but again, we are recording this, and you're more than free to rewind once you get the recording. But at this time, if you have any questions, this would be a good time to raise your digital hand, and then Lucy can call on you in the order that you raise your hand in, and then you will be asked to unmute your microphone. And then you can ask your question, or you can type your question in the chat.
Enriquez,
Yes.
can you explain why it's a pencil to paper test?
Of course, traditionally that's the method that's been used. And so we're sticking to that method this year. There is an option for a digital test if students, there's the option to basically take the test on a Chromebook. We're not going there yet this year. I did meet with our AP teachers, and together we decided that it just, we didn't know if we wanted to go ahead and take that step just yet. The reason being, I did find out that there were some challenges last year with some schools who were using that option, and some exams were not able to be submitted. And so together we have a feeling that I'm not sure if right now is a good step to take to go to all digital, but in the very near future, I do see all schools, going to digital exam on site as opposed to a paper pencil test here on site. So again, if you have a question, this would be a good time to ask. You can either enter it in the chat or raise your digital hand, and Lucy can call on you, and you'll be asked to unmute your mic. If you feel like you received all the information, then you're more than welcome to log off. Or if you feel like you want to send me an email, that would be another method that you can use. And again, the purpose of tonight was to get you some information, to provide an opportunity to ask questions. So again, if you have a question, you can raise your digital hand or you can type it in the chat. If not, if you feel like you received all the information, you're more than welcome to log off. And Lucy, let me know if you see any questions or any digital hands being raised. So I see a question. Go ahead.
When will the test be available for purchase in the web store?
Give us till next Monday to have that all ready to go. Right now, we're in the process of just double checking that the students and teachers are making sure that they have selected the correct exam that they want to take. And then what I'll do is I'm going to take all of those names and turn them into our ASB clerk. And then she's going to enter that information hopefully by the end of the week. And we should have it up and going by Monday.
Are students required to stay the whole time if they finish early?
Yes, the answer is yes. They do have to stay the entire time. That's a College Board rule, and it's a rule that we train our proctors in, and that's coming directly from the College Board, that they do have to stay the entire time.
Can you explain the weighting philosophy behind AP classes?
I'm wondering if you can give me more information on that. I'm gonna guess that you're talking about the GPA, maybe the GPA bump if you're taking. Yes, okay. Yes, basically the AP courses are college level courses. So the work that the students are doing is college level work, and how it affects the students' GPA is if they receive an A in a regular class that's not an AP class, they usually get 4 points that count towards their GPA. But if they're taking a College Board an AP class, instead of receiving 4 points that count towards their GPA, they will actually receive 5 points. And that's how you see some students receiving a 4.3 or 4.2 or 4.4. It's because they're taking college level classes that are listed as advanced placement classes. And that's one reason why some students might take an AP class, is to get a GPA bump, because it looks a lot better on your college application. But there's a lot of research that shows when students take college level courses and take the AP exam, it just prepares them a lot better for college, since they're doing college work as a high school student. So I hope that answers your question as far as why, the GPA bump for a college prep class, for an advanced placement class.
This is a 2-question. Is the College Board something we need to make an account for as a parent, or do our students manage the College Board application?
That's a good question. So we want our students to create an account, and for them to take the exam, they actually need to create an account. And that's how I'm able to see that they are registered to take an AP class and order an exam through the College Board. So your student should be the person that's registering and managing their own account on the College Board website. And as far as college applications, that would be a little different. I would have them work with their counselor if they're applying specifically to a college or a university, or even the junior college, because there's different steps. The College Board is just here to help them with the advanced placement test and just really making sure they have resources for their AP classes. And it also is a system that we use to order their exams. But you're more than welcome to contact the College Board as a parent if you have any questions. And in our last slide, I'll provide that information for you. So again, if you'd like to ask a question, this is a great time to do so. You can either raise your digital hand and we can ask you to unmute your mic and you can ask, or you can type a question in the chat and Lucy can read off the question and I can answer it. And if you don't have any questions, you're more than welcome to log off. We are recording this presentation, which we're going to send out to all families that have students that are taking AP exams. And you're more than welcome to rewind and fast forward through any information.
Is there somewhere to review which AP classes are available to their student in upcoming years?
I can provide that information for you. If there are courses, AP exams that College Board offers that we don't have classes for. And the College Board website is a good place for that. We can provide that link to you. Lucy, if you want to take that parent's name down, we can send them some information after this presentation. We do have, so the students can take any AP exam that's being offered through the College Board, even if we don't teach that class here at Healdsburg High School. So that is an opportunity that is available. If a student feels they want to take on that challenge, we do allow them to. We create a exam section only in College Board, and then they're allowed to take that AP exam in May, even though we don't have an actual AP class for that subject. But the College Board does have a list of all the different AP exams that are available out there. So Lucy will take your name down, and then we can send you a link to that information. That way it's easier just for you to click on and follow the information there on the College Board.
I have her name down and we can send out the information after.
So we have plenty of time. Feel free to continue to ask questions. You can either type them in the chat or raise your digital hand. Or if you feel like you've received all the information you needed, then you are welcome to log off. But we are here if you have any questions. Lucy, do you want to go back to that slide that has the list of classes, the AP classes? One more where it has our teachers' emails. Oh, perfect, right here. So this is a helpful slide. It has the AP classes that we currently teach to our students. So psychology, AP Spanish, language and culture, computer science, English Lang, English Lit. There's several AP art options available, physics, world history, AP Gov, calculus, and human geography. So this might be a helpful slide to look at if maybe you're wondering what AP classes might somebody be taking. I know that for our seniors, we offer AP Government with Mr. O'Connor, and then we also have a general section of just government. And so a student might want to challenge themselves and take college level course, that same course, but at the advanced level. And they might opt to take that specific course as a senior. So because that course is just for seniors, we wouldn't have a freshman or a sophomore or a junior taking that course because it's senior specific. So there are not many, but that is one that seniors can only take. AP Calculus, on the other hand, it's a little different. You can be a freshman and be an AP Calc if you're at that level, or you could be a sophomore, junior, or senior and take that course with Mr. Sheehy. But I think I can even talk about maybe a four-year plan for students. It's a great idea to create a four-year plan with counselors to find out what courses will my student be taking their freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year, and kind of doing some backwards planning and figuring out if they want to take a certain amount of AP courses for a specific year. So Christina, let us know if you have any other questions. And again, we're here happy to answer them for you. And if not, Christina, you're more than welcome to log off. By no means do you have to stay here. But we are here in case you have any more questions. Lucy, do you want to go to the last slide that just has the information, how to contact my email and phone number? Perfect, thank you. So again, here's my email, here's my phone number. And at the very bottom, if you want to contact the College Board, there is an 800 number there. They will usually ask you if you're a student, administrator, or a parent, and you can choose the correct option and they can get you the right person on the phone.